All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol RKT, Rocket Companies Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all my subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. So RKT has actually had some volatility since the IPO and since everything started way back here in August, and also it had a low of about $18.35, which I've stated it's a very important number, give or take $18.30 to 35 cents. That's the lowest point that we've seen. It had a run up, it hit the highs of $34 and some change. It's been in bearish direction, right, for some time, and then it hit the lows of 19.40, which is about almost a dollar away from those lows of $18.30 to 35 cents, give or take. Now, it had hit that low and it had a slight sideways direction movement, and it spiked up to almost $23, and it's been bouncing around with volatility above the $20 mark. And here we are now in a slight bearish movement, and it's actually been something that I have found very interesting, that it ran up this much and it's going down almost the same amount so far. If this continues to go down, we're about to lose that last chunk right here, this little section of this run up right here in profit taking, fear, and uncertainty. Again, 1940 is an important number. It's the lowest point that this reached at the bearish run that it had, right? If we zoom out, in the bearish run that it had, 1940, and then we go down to the lowest point that we saw before the bullish run, which was in the $18.30 to 35 cents, like I've said, give or take. And we haven't reached that yet, but those are numbers to keep in mind as this continues to play out, and it's been in a very bearish run. Now, like I said, it's about to level off, in the point that if it continues to hit lower lows, that it's going to eat away that last chunk of this run. Now, this run and all this stable sideways movement and hitting another run was news, speculation, hype, and excitement about some things that could help the market of this particular stock, which was it partnered up with a really well-known company known as realtor.com. Now, that's a good sign for the company, but I just keep on not understanding, and I'm not sure why this is going down so deeply instead of just growing on its way up, unless it's being profit taking from a lot of investors that have been in it before this even started, or just anyone that is trying to recover their gains from obviously when they got in previously or anywhere around here on the way down, and they're trying to clock out because of the uncertainty and the fear, or it's just profit taking from this short run or this short run here, as we could see it right here. Now, again, I just don't understand why the company's going down so quickly and it can't hold itself up when it's actually been a great company, in the sense of like, okay, this company has had great earnings and it has great potential, and it just partnered up with a really well-known company, and here we are hitting newer lows, and newer resistance levels are being formed, in the sense of like, okay, this is the newest high and this is the newest low, and we're below the 50-day moving average, and the bullish run has ended and we're back into a bearish trajectory. Now, one thing I have noticed is that it builds a really strong support at around $19, and it also built a strong support at $18. So as long as we don't break through those two numbers and we build a nice support somewhere above it, then there's also an opportunity for this to run up again, but it just keeps on getting rejected. So we'll have to see how earnings plays out in the next coming months, and also how this company can prove itself to investors. I mean, a lot of investors are uncertain about it, and they are not feeling so confident in staying in for a long time. I believe that's another thing that has a lot of investors getting out quickly and not staying long enough. Because remember, what drives the price of a stock is how many investors are staying in and not pulling out, and also how many good news of earnings, right, and net profits are happening for the company. If the profits are tremendous, it rises up the price and the value of the company, and that's how the value of the stock rises as well, not only from investors but also from profits. So like I said, we're gonna have to see how this all plays out, but the potential is there. If profits continue to be strong, there's potential for this company, especially after that great news of partnering up with realtor.com, and they might do other partnerships that will work for them. So let's go ahead and see here the 50-day moving average. 50-day moving average is 2201, super important number. We're slightly below it right now, and that needs to be broken through to get back into bullish territory. When we're below it, we're in bearish territory. Once we're above it, we're back in bullish territory. So not only is the 50-day moving average a number that needs to be broken through by the bulls to get into bullish territory, but they need to break through the resistance level. And our first resistance level is 2213. If the bulls can break through 2213 and turn that into a support, they can start to break away from the 50-day moving average in an upward direction. So super important for the bulls to break through 2213, turn that into a support, and start to rise to hit newer highs. And obviously, if the bulls accomplish that, they've accomplished two things. They broke through the 50-day moving average, getting into bullish territory, and they broke through the first resistance level in bullish territory to hit newer highs. Now, guys, here we are with our support. So it's right now currently at 283, it's showing here, and leveled off, and our support is 273. So the bears are going to try to break through 273. If they break through 273, this could be on its way down to newer lows, newer support levels, and also to the point where it's moving further away from the 50-day moving average. So I want to emphasize to all investors, pay very close attention to how quickly this is hitting newer lows, and also how quickly this is actually moving in a downward direction or in a sideways direction. Look at the behavior and see if the bears are dominating or are the bulls trying to reappear and bring this one back up. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Also, if you guys are subscribers and haven't had a chance to double check if you've clicked on the bell, because by clicking on the bell, you turn on all notifications and you won't miss a single chart analysis that I post. You'll be up to date on every single one. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video, and I go into detail about the S&P 500 index and how it's been rising up several points on scheduled dates. What happens on those scheduled dates, which are the dates that I circled here on the chart and we're going to see for ourselves? Well, the S&P 500 index rises up several points, and by doing so, they're bringing up several ticker symbols, not all of them, but most of them, up with them. And these ticker symbols are rising up 30 cents to $3 per share. And I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but per share, that does add up. And one thing I am really big on is profits. If you put $1 into the market and you get out with $2, you've made profits. You've done what the whole purpose of being in the market is for, to maximize profits and minimize losses. And with the Federal Reserve pumping the markets on these scheduled dates, bringing the S&P 500 index up, also brings up individual ticker symbols with them. And again, 30 cents to $3 may not sound like a lot of profit per share, but that does add up. And like I say, profits are profits. So we're going to look here at some of the dates so that you guys can see what I talk about in the video. And it's a weekly series. I wouldn't want you guys to miss out on it. Definitely click on the video as it pops up at the end of the video and check it out. But here we are with one of the first pumps in the scheduled dates pumps. So the first one, since the last time that they had released this, they released this on September 14th, and the next one's coming up on October 14th, which is like a week from now. And on the 15th, they scheduled it. And as you can see, this is the 14th, and the 15th is this big green bar, and it rose up. So on the 14th, we were at around 33.84, and it rose up to 34.20. I mean, that's 40 points risen on the S&P 500 index, and that's creating that catalyst for individual ticker symbols to rise up 30 cents to $3. We're going to look at another one here, and the next one was on September 22nd. And here we are on the 21st after falling from that last pump, and the market had been falling, and you could see that there is volatility on every single day of the market before the dates of the pumps, but on the dates of the pumps are the days that the most green happens, for the most part. Not every time, but for the most part. But on the 21st, which was a Monday, it was rising up, and it rose up to this point here, and the next one was the 22nd. So this is the last 21st candlestick, and this is the first 22nd candlesticks, and we were at 32.70. This one rose up all the way up here to this point right here. This was the last 22nd candlestick to 33.19. I mean, if we go back, we were at 32.70, 33.19. That's almost 50-point jump here for the S&P 500 index. And again, individual ticker symbols rose up with it, and it created that catalyst a little bit before the anticipation, and on that date it rose up. Now on this next pump, which was a little bit different, there was a catalyst formed beforehand, and it rose up to these highs on the 28th of about 33.59. It actually dipped on the date of the next pump, which we see it here, which was on the 29th of September, and the next one was on the 6th, which just happened yesterday, and it actually slightly dipped. Now, not every time is these pumps going to rise up the market like we've seen here by a lot of points, but it still rises it back up or levels it off from hitting newer lows and leveling off the market itself. Because if we look at the previous notes that I did beforehand, it was actually rising up with it. The volatility was there, but you were able to buy, like for example, how we bought here on the 15th and it rose up. Well, it's been falling and then very volatile here, up and down. Beforehand, you can buy at the beginning of the scheduled pump dates and hold a couple weeks and ride out several pumps, and you were going on your way up. But right now, even as the market's going down, it's a great opportunity to take advantage of the fact that the Federal Reserve is pumping the markets, and there's an opportunity to make profits. So here we are on the 29th, and it fell to lows of 33.28, and it rose up to these highs here of 33.49. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but that's still a 20-point jump after dipping and recovering, and then it continued to work its way up to newer highs. Now here on the 6th, which on the 5th it started to rise, it leveled off. This is the last candlestick of the 5th coming up right now, and we're about to see it here. Yes, this is the last candlestick of the 5th, and it rose up, and all the way to the last candlestick of the 6th, it rose up another 20 points. I mean, we're down here, and it ended up around here. So right now, something I'm noticing is that these pumps are creating less of an effect on the market, but it's creating that upward direction from falling to newer lows, but it's still helping the market rise up. And even though the S&P 500 index is rising several points, there are individual ticker symbols rising up, like I said, 30 cents to $3. Check out the video. I go into more detail. I don't want you guys to miss out on this great information. Click on it, and thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.